one thing that struck me in your profile was you were an econometrician first, and now you've transitioned to biostatistics, right? It's pretty rare to
Yeah.
see an econometrician transition to, biostatistics. So tell us more about, this particular transition.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a few transitions, but I think that's kind of like the fascinating things about mathematics and statistics, right? Is that you can abstract away from the context and you can transfer a lot of the methods. So in undergrad, I was like in math and stats, but I was focusing on a lot of econometric models, but also actuarial models. So a lot of um, applied statistics, I guess, in that sense, with special, like, in actuarial science, we study distributions like the Webble distribution, for example, that maybe in biostats we don't use as much and things like that. And then I worked in industry and I did a lot of applied statistics, modeling, and very industry focused. But I didn't really like my job because it turned out that all the things that interested me, like the modeling, the research, it was like a small part of the job, and a lot of it was still in Excel and doing a lot of data, like data wrangling. But I love working with data, but it was like these legacy systems that were super boring for me. And like 50 years ago, we were stuck with this thing that was implemented 50 years ago. So all that to say, then that's when I went back to school and I did economics. And I was a bit lost. It was a hard decision for me to quit my job and go back to school. It was like emotionally very difficult. And I decided to do economics because I was interested in like I guess doing good. Like I thought, economics is a little bit of a social science, and I'm pretty good at math, so I think in economics I can actually stand out. And I wanted to be an academic, so I thought I have to be really top notch. So these two things, I said, okay, well, there's a social aspect to it that I'm interested. I can do applied work, and I think I can be good at it, and it's super interesting. And so I studied economics, and that's when I think that's actually, I lied. It's the first time I heard about causal inference. I just didn't know it was causal inference because I took a class on instrumental variables. And I read, like, I don't know if you're familiar with, but like the Vietnam draft lottery paper, I did a presentation on that. And then I was more like in the academic route, and then different things happened that made me just stumble upon biostatistics. It's actually like a very fortuitous event. Like I play basketball, and there was like a girl on my team that was a biologist, and I don't know, I was just interested in her work, and I did biostatistics in school. I did consulting like as part of a class project, and I just started helping her, and then I realized, oh, this is a lot of fun, and that's kind of how the transition happened. It was like very natural. Um, I, her lab director hired me, and then one thing led to another, and I just started doing more and more like biological applications of statistics, and so I kind of stopped um, working on economics problems, but I still am super interested by the economics literature, I guess, in the causal inference research, like econometricians, like um, that are very that have very deep understanding of like quasi experimental methods and things like that. So I don't do it on a daily basis. I don't usually seek like economic data to do studies or something, but I'm super interested in the methods and the techniques that they develop.
Understood.